Hey, Bay, let's talk for a second. How you doing?
I'm good.
All right, you all right? Because I know the other night the conversation didn't end pretty well, and I just kind of wanted to touch bases on that.
I mean, I'm still not good, but
Well, this is my thing right here. I understand, kids isn't something that you can have, because of unfortunate situations or circumstances. But I'm just not okay with adopting. I'm not cool with adopting a child. That's just something I'm not okay with.
so my question is, what is your problem with the process or what is the actual issue?
Okay, so this is my thing with adoption. If it was adopting inside the family, I would be okay with it.
That sounds worse. But
no,
go
no,
ahead.
no, because this is the thing. If I'm adopting a child outside of the family that has no bloodline within our family, so now I'm going off of these papers that this adoption agency present me, and I have to try to make sound judgments off of what this paper says, as opposed to, let's say I adopt a child from, even if you had kids when I first came into this relationship, right? Because I'm learning and I'm getting to know you. When your child do certain things, I understand what that is and
So
why.
are we adopting a newborn or a teenager or a toddler?
Period. Because at the same time, even if it's a newborn, once she starts to develop and grow, there are going to be certain tendencies and habits that come from her biological parents that we would never know about. We could be raising a serial killer and don't even understand why, because we know nothing about the parents. Now, if I come into your life,
serial killers are genetic?
I do. It's cultivated throughout life. You introduce a child to certain things. It's just like
that's what we're doing. We're going to get a child and introduce it to our love.
I ain't with it. I like it. Inside the family, you got a cousin or something that don't want their kids. Cause I just ain't with adopting outside of the family. I'm sorry.
If you have a cousin in the family that we adopt their kid, and 5 years later we done raised this kid and put all this time.
We got papers. She can't come get them.
That's fine, but now there's a battle between the family because now there's a whole bunch of different issues.
They're gonna have to deal with that. Look, I don't live my life based on family.
Right. So then, if we get a kid that's not in the family, we don't have to worry about.
I just need to know what's going on in my house, and that's the honest God thing.
So have you did the research? How do you know there's no serial killers in your family?
I don't.
Do you?
But one thing I do know that.
Do you know that there's no serial killers in my family?
I don't.
Do you know that I'm not a serial killer?
I'm thinking about it now. Look, hey, nah, but for real, for example, if we have a child,
yes,
right, and that child is 1-2 years old, whatever the case, and that child happens to do something,
and you're getting serial killer vibes too.
No. What I'm saying is, I'm just making an example. That child happens to do something, and you may be like, man, that joker crazy. But you understand it because that's something maybe you've done, you've seen me do, or maybe someone in your family do, like your grandmother or something like that, because genetics and habits pass down. We got a whole different DNA in our household that we know absolutely nothing about. I don't understand why this dude twitches his eye a certain way, what that means if he's getting angry or whatever the case. His daddy might twitch the eye when he gets mad or whatever. I'm just making an example. Like me personally, for me to be comfortable with someone as a child that I'm trying to groom and help grow into my house, I need to understand what's going on with this child.
Okay.
And a piece of paper isn't going to give me that understanding.
You can have 10 pieces of paper and you're not going to get that understanding.
Exactly.
And you can have no pieces of paper with our biological kid and it still turns into a serial killer. But my thing is this. Hold on and let me talk. So what you're telling me is I cannot be a mom unless I find a relative that's willing to give me their child or let us adopt their child. So the chances of me having or you having someone in our family, that's what we just talked about, somebody that wants to give their kid away, that doesn't run in my family, does it run in yours? There is no random people just in our family just trying to give their kid away. So what you're going to do is you are going to punish me.
Nope.
And not allow me to be a parent because I don't
have an idea.
Because no, you don't want to allow me to be a parent unless I find a relative that's willing to give us their kid.
I just came up with an idea.
Go ahead.
Okay, because of your situation, we've taken all kind of tests. Your eggs are good. It's just the fact of my semen getting to your eggs is the problem.
Okay.
We can surrogate. We can find somebody. We can pay somebody to be a surrogate. We take your egg, take my semen.
Did you see that Beyonce movie?
I'm not worried about Beyonce. I'm worried about giving you a child of our own DNA that we can raise, understand, and help grow and cultivate. And I'm willing to pay any amount to make sure that you get that. But I'm just not okay with bringing someone into my house that I know absolutely nothing about.
I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna say yes, but I'm not gonna say no.
You want a child? That's the whole thing. So what's the problem?
That's fine, but this is something that just came up, so give me a chance to think about it. I haven't really put that much thought into it. It's never crossed my mind, so give me a minute to process it, and let's come back to this conversation later.
Fair enough. All right, cool.